Hello everybody, how are you today? Happy Monday. I'll wait for some people to jump on here, talk about how wonderful it is. It's very toasty out there today, nice 115 degrees out there. I want to talk to you today about, I've read, I can't tell you how many books on leadership and success. I have bookshelf after bookshelf, and I really do have to take pictures of them because I think people think I'm crazy when I tell them how many books I have. I probably order 5 to 7 books a month. I read 2 or 3 books at a time. And I've always been a student of change, transformation, success, leadership, because as a CEO, especially when I first became a CEO, I barely could spell leadership, much less be a leader. And I probably made every leadership mistake there is to make over the years. And the one trait that I think is the most important trait, the most important thing, that whether you're a CEO of a company, whether you work at a division, whether you own your own company, the most important trait you have to have is courage. Because not everything is going to go your way. And I always think of the lion in the Wizard of Oz and how he sought out courage, and he had to have courage. And at the moment when it most counted, he was one of the most courageous people in the Wizard of Oz. Because you don't know if you have courage until you're tested. And when you're tested and you find out you don't, it's that moment, it's in that instance you have to decide, am I going to pick myself up and keep going? Or am I going to quit? Am I going to say, this is it, I'm never going to make it? And you read these leadership books and they're like, well, you got to have your goals, and you got to be able to do visioning, and you've got to be able to sell, and you've got to be able to market, and you've got to be able to walk into meetings right and walk out of meetings right. That's all well and fine. But if you don't have courage to get started, if you don't have courage to up-level your job, if you don't have the courage it takes to stand out in front of a crew of people and say, if you follow me up this damn mountain, I promise you, I will get you where you want to go. If you trust that I can take you to that mountain, if you trust that I know how to do this, then we will be a success. That takes courage. That's not, gosh, I'm a great leader, I have charisma and everybody naturally wants to go with me, or I can read a room so that makes me wonderful, or I pay my employees X amount of dollars and don't they think I'm great, or my soccer, I'm a little league coach in my little league team. None of that matters if you don't have the courage to do it. It doesn't matter if you sit and visualize all day long. It doesn't matter if you go out every day to your job and do what you can. If you don't have the courage, you're not going to be able to succeed. Because the courage comes into play when people look at you and say, you suck. The courage comes into play when people look at you and say, you have no idea what you're doing. You have no business being here, and you're not that smart. The courage comes in when you fail, and when you have that catastrophic failure, when you've got that $15,000 check that bounces, that is covering a bill over here, and you don't know how you're going to move forward on that thing. That's courage. Courage is when you did a great pitch, and you're given the money, you pitch, you've been given your 50, 75, 100K, 2 million, it doesn't matter. And 2 months later, you don't get it. And you have that moment, that fall on the bathroom floor and think, holy crap, I can't succeed. It's in that moment, do you have the courage to pick yourself up? When you get fired for whatever reason, do you have the courage to keep going? If you don't have that, then everything else that you've worked for and everything else that you've been taught is great, but the first moment of catastrophe, you will stop. The first moment something doesn't go well, the first moment that you had that big sell and then you lose it, we had that, the promise of this and it doesn't come through. That is where courage comes into play. And I think it's one of the most underrated values, because nobody wants to talk about it. Everybody wants to paint entrepreneurship as awesome. And everybody wants to paint, being a CEO or vice president or the head salesperson or the salesperson or the leader of your team or, the mother of 3 kids. Everybody wants to talk about that, but nobody wants to say that if you don't have the courage to do what it takes, if you don't have the courage to be you, to move forward, you can't do it. Because life has a lot of failure. There's a lot of upset. There's a lot of things that aren't guaranteed that you think are guaranteed. And you've got to be willing to keep picking yourself up and dusting yourself off and saying, I got this. I mean, people always ask me, Karen, how did you keep going? In your darkest of darkest days, how did you keep going? And I always said, well, it was faith. You know, I had an undeniable belief in myself. I knew and still know that if I think I want to do something, if I believe in myself, I can do it. But it really wasn't that. I had courage. I had the courage to keep moving forward. Because faith in yourself is great, and you've got to believe in yourself. I believe in myself more than anything. You know, I will tell you, if you're not sure, bet on me, because I will get you to the top of the mountain. No doubt, swear to you, I will get you to the top of the mountain, because that is what I do. But you have to have courage, because as you go up that mountain, you're going to fall on rocks, you're going to see snakes. Nobody likes snakes. You're going to see spiders. I'm okay with spiders. It's the snakes, or the bugs. You know, it's going to be 120 degrees out that day, and you forgot to bring your water. Whatever it is, you've got to have the courage to, and sometimes you have to have the courage to say, not today, mountain. Nope, this isn't my day. We're not going to climb the mountain today. We're just going to stay at the level we're at and kind of think about it and figure it out. That is what you need to have as a leader. You've got to have the courage to change gears. You've got to have the courage to look forward. You've got to have the courage to look back. You've got to have the courage to look at your team and say, you know what? I made a very bad decision, and I'm sorry. Or I really thought this would work, and I'm sorry. Or I really thought that this plan would be the great plan, and it's not, so let's backtrack and rethink. So when you're growing and becoming a leader, when you're growing in your business and you're moving your business forward and you're working your business, it's courage. That's the number one thing. That's your key to success. If you're not having the success you want, it's courage. I really hope this helped you guys. You know, when I realized it over the weekend that's it was like things just like, wow. So, courage. If you have any questions, let me know. Write your comments below. If you're on my Facebook page, ask questions below. If you're on my website or on LinkedIn or IGTV, reach out, ask questions. I'm here to help you with answer any of your questions. Remember, most importantly, sharing is caring, and I'm here to help you guys out. If you guys need any, sorry, I had to look over at my IGTV. If you guys need anything else, let me know. Sorry, I got a little delay there. Talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye-bye.